Namaste everyone. So now we are going to learn how to factorize a quadratic polynomial. So before we learn how to factorize a quadratic polynomial, let's understand what is the meaning of factorization. Okay, what does it mean when we factorize a quadratic polynomial? Suppose I have a quadratic polynomial. Suppose I have a quadratic polynomial x square plus 5x plus 6. If I'm able to write this quadratic polynomial as a product of two linear polynomial, if I can write this quadratic polynomial as a product of two linear polynomial, so linear polynomial 1 into another linear polynomial, that is linear polynomial 2, okay. If you are able to write this quadratic polynomial as a product of two linear polynomial, then we call that as factorization of a quadratic polynomial. For example, see, here I already know the answer for this question. So I'll actually just multiply, x plus 2. I'll just multiply x plus 2 and x plus 3. Now we have learned how do we multiply a binomial with another binomial. These are binomials basically, because it is having two terms, it's also having two terms. So these are binomials. You know how to multiply a binomial. Okay. It is a linear polynomial, but it is a binomial. Linear polynomial because highest power is 1 in this polynomial. The highest power is 1, that is degree is 1. That is why it is a linear polynomial. Also, it is a binomial because there are two terms, x and 2. Yes, this is also a binomial of degree 1. That is why it is linear polynomial. Okay. Now, when we multiply two linear polynomial, if you multiply these two linear polynomial, what will you get? Let's multiply. How do we multiply? You multiply x with the entire thing, and then you multiply plus 2 with the entire thing. So let's see what we get. X into x plus 3, okay, plus 2 into x plus 3. So if you multiply, x into x is going to be x squared, and x into 3 will become 3x, and 2 into x will become 2x, and 2 3s are 6. Now we can always add and subtract like terms. So here we have like terms, 2x and 3x, it will become 5x. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. X squared plus 5x plus 6. If you look, x squared plus 5x plus 6 can be written as x plus 2 into x plus 3. X plus 2 into x plus 3. This process of writing or expressing a quadratic polynomial as a product of two linear polynomial, this is linear polynomial 1 and this is another linear polynomial. If you're able to write or express a quadratic polynomial as a product of two linear polynomial, it is called as what? Factorization. Now, I have got some techniques, and using that technique, you can factorize any quadratic polynomial. So let's discuss the technique. Okay. So I have written on the steps somewhere here. These are the steps we are going to follow. And through these steps, you can factorize any quadratic polynomial. First of all, I'll actually solve some questions. And then you can try all these questions by yourself. I'll also be discussing the solutions of these questions. Okay. So let's start. We'll actually, first of all, I'll use these steps every time. So I'll write it here. Okay. Now let me take a quadratic polynomial. See here in this question, I knew the answer, and that is why I multiply two linear polynomial to get a quadratic. But what if I don't know the answer? How do I find it? How do I arrive at this one? How do I arrive at this one from this one? Let's see step by step. Okay. So I'll take the first question, that is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, during the classes, we have learned what do we mean by coefficient. Okay, we have learned in detail. See, coefficient of x square here is, if you want to find coefficient of x square, see, there is only one term which contains x square, that is this one. To find coefficient of x square, remove x square. What is left in that term? Nothing. That means only one is left. See, nothing is there before x square means one is there. Because 1 into x square will only be x square, right? If 0 is there means, if there is 0, 0 into x square will become 0, right? So don't say coefficient of x square is 0. Coefficient of x square is 1. Yes? Now suppose maybe 7 is there. So the coefficient of x square will be 7. Okay. So to find the coefficient of x square, go to the term. We have discussed during our regular classes, we have discussed what do you mean by term also. Okay. So if this is one term, second term, third term. There are three terms basically. How do we get terms? Whenever you have plus and minus, in between the expressions, we get terms. Okay. So this is one term. This is second term, this is third term. Now the only term which contains x square is this one, right? To find the coefficient of x square, go to this term. Okay. Now remove x square in that term. What is left? 1 is left, right? So coefficient of x square is 1. So the first step is multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. See, now we have figured out that the coefficient of x square is 1. Okay, I'll write the calculation part here. So we'll multiply the first step is multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. X square coefficient is 1, constant is 6. If you multiply, you'll get 6, right? That means the product of coefficient of x square and the constant is going to be 6. This is the product we are getting, right? First step is done. Second step, express the product obtained in terms of product of its factors. We have to express whatever we have got, right? Whatever we have got, we have to express it as in terms of product of its factors. I can write 6 as 1 into 6, right? 1 is a factor of 6 and 6 is also a factor of 6. We have also learned what is factor during our regular classes. Okay. What is factor? Factor is a number which is going to divide the number exactly. For example, if you take 6, the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Why? Because 1 can completely divide 6, 2 can also completely divide 6, 3 can also completely divide 6, and 6 can also completely divide 6. So whichever number can completely divide a number, they are actually called as factors. Okay. They are the exact divisors basically. Factors are the exact divisors. We can say that way also. So all these are factors of 6 because all this can divide 6 completely. That means there's no remainder. There's no remainder. Okay, remainder is 0 basically. So I can write 6 as 1 into 6. How did I get 6 here? See, you take 6, divide by 1. You take 6, divide by 1. You get 6, right? So 1 into 6 is 6. Next, take 2, divide 6 by 2. You get 3. So 2 3s are 6. Next, after 2, we'll take 3. 3 2s are 6. See, first step is multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. The second step is express the product obtained in terms of the product of factors, right? So when we are writing the factors now, when we are expressing the number as a product of factors, whenever we get a repetition means what? See, 2 into 3, 3 into 2, 3 into 2, they're the same thing, right? 2 into 3, 3 into 2, they're the same thing, right? See, A into B is same as B into A, right? So whenever we get a repetition, just 1 minute. Whenever we get a repetition, we'll stop. We will stop. That means we'll not take any number below, like any pair, like after this. We have got actually 2 pairs. In factors now, when we are expressing the product of these factors, we have got 2 pair. 1 into 6 is 1 pair and 2 into 3 is another pair. Yes, 2 into 3 is 6 and 1 into 6 is also 6. 3 into 2 is also 6, but we'll not take this because there's a repetition. Okay. When we do more questions, we'll get more clarity. Okay. So now, second step is done. Third step, check the sign before the constant. See, before the constant, we have what? Plus sign. Before the constant, what sign we have? Plus. See, whenever there is a plus sign, we have to add any one pair. We have got 2 pairs, this one and this one. Okay, we have got 2 pairs. Whenever the sign before the constant is plus, we have to add any one pair, anyone. Either you add 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. Like this pair means you have to add 1 and 6. This pair means we have to add 2 and 3. We have to add to get the middle term. We have to add to get the middle term. And when you're looking at the middle term, you also have to take care of the sign. Sign. Now we have a plus 5x, plus 5x. Yes. Now, addition means what? Whenever we have the same sign, we add. Please remember, whenever we have the same sign, we add. Whenever we have different sign, we subtract. Remember that. For example, if I have minus 4, minus 3, we don't subtract here. We actually add. Why? Because same sign. So minus 4, minus 3 will become minus 7. Okay. For example, I have plus 2, plus 3. It will become plus 5. But suppose if I have minus 2, minus 3, this will become minus 5. So whenever we have same sign, we add and put the same sign. But what if we have different sign? For example, I have minus 1 plus 6. Whenever we have different sign, no, that is called subtraction. And during subtraction, no, whatever answer you get after subtraction, we have to put the sign of the larger number. Okay. See, minus 6 plus 1. Forget about the sign. Just because we have opposite signs, we'll subtract. And see, you can always remove from a larger number, right? You cannot remove anything from a smaller number, right? See, suppose I have 2 mangoes. I cannot give you 3 mangoes, right? If I have only 2 mangoes, I cannot give you 3. So always you can remove from a larger number. Only if I have a big number, I can remove small from that, right? You cannot remove big from small numbers. If you remove, you'll get a negative answer. That is another way to interpret this question, okay? So what I'll do is, I will remove small number from a big number. Okay, 6 minus 1 is 5. And larger number is 6, right? And 6 is having a positive sign. That is why the answer is plus 5. Whenever the answer is positive, we don't write plus. We just write the number itself, okay? 5. But what if I have 1 minus 6? That means plus 1 minus 6. So here the answer will be minus 5. Why? Because again, we have opposite sign, different sign, we'll subtract. And we'll always remove small number from big number and put large number sign. Large number is 6. That sign is negative. Answer is minus 5. So simple. So simple. Now suppose I have minus 4 plus 3. Can you tell me what will be the answer for this? In the comments, what will be the answer for this? Type in the comment, what will be the answer for this one? It will be minus 1. The reason being, first of all, we have different signs, so we have to subtract. We'll always subtract or we'll always remove. Subtract means remove. We'll always subtract or remove small number from big number. If you remove 3 from 4, you'll get 1. But 4 is a larger number and is having negative sign. That is why minus 1 is the answer. Clear? So this has to be very, very clear. I have actually explained this also during class. So almost everything we have learned during the class. Okay. Regular classes. Okay. Now, here, because before the constant we have plus sign, we should add to get the middle term. Add means same sign. Now, because we want plus after addition, plus I want the answer with a positive sign, right? That means after, that means during addition, we should take both the numbers to be positive. Because during addition, if you take both the numbers to be negative, answer will also be negative. But we need a positive answer. That is why during addition, both the numbers should have a positive sign. And how will you get plus 5? See, if you add 1 and 6, you'll get 7, right? So this pair you cannot select. You cannot select this pair because if you add this pair 1 and 6, you'll get 7. This is not possible. So this is only possible. Okay. That means I can write 5x as, look carefully. First of all, let me write x square as it is. Okay. Okay. Now this plus sign is for 5x. Please remember that. So I can express 5x as what? 2x plus 3x. Because that is the one pair, right? 2x and 3x I can write. Okay. I can write 5x as 2x and 3x. Now you can also write plus 3x plus 2x. That is also fine. This is also accepted. Answer will not change. Even if you write this one, it is fine. Because 5x, you can write it like this or like this. Okay. So if you look carefully, we are splitting the middle term. We are splitting 5x as 2x and 3x, right? We are splitting plus 5x as plus 2x and plus 3x, right? This is called splitting the middle term. Why this is called middle term? See, if you go in order, okay, first term, second, and third, 3 terms are there. And this is exactly the middle, right? That is why we call this middle term. And also remember, in a quadratic polynomial, the term containing x, that is actually called the middle term. In a quadratic polynomial, the term containing x is actually called the middle term. Because the standard form of a quadratic polynomial is what? Ax square plus bx plus c. This is a standard form of a quadratic polynomial, not equation. Equation means you'll have a 0, like equal to 0. This is becoming, this is actually the standard form of quadratic equation. And why it is called an equation? Because we have an equal to sign. This is a standard form of a quadratic equation, which is actually a chapter in 10th standard. Quadratic equations is a chapter in 10th standard. Okay. So now we have written plus 5x as plus 2x plus 3x, and see 6 plus 6 I'll write as it is. Plus 6 I'll write as it is. Clear? Now what we'll do is, we have actually checked this third step is uncheck the sign before the constant. If it is plus, we'll add. If it is minus, we'll subtract. I have told addition means same sign, subtraction means opposite sign. During addition, whatever signs the number have, that sign will only come. During subtraction, whatever is the sign of the larger number, that will come. And during subtraction, we'll always remove small number from big number. Clear? Clear? Yes. Next step is take common from the first two terms. See how many terms we have right now? See, if you see technically, we have actually 3 terms only. Technically. But see here, if you see, we have actually got 4 terms. Yes. But if you simplify, you'll get actually, see, for this question, the answer is, if they give options, it is just 3 terms, because this can be simplified. And we should always tell the answer with in the simplest form, right? We can simplify this, so it'll convert, this will convert to this. So the answer, if they ask what is the number of terms here, it should be 3. But now, just as of now, just visualize that there are 4 terms, because we have plus and all. So just visualize that we have 4 terms. Okay. So we'll take the first 2 terms. We'll take the first 2 terms. In the first 2 terms, what is common? Common means that should be present in both. Common means what? It should be present in both. See, if you take x square, it means x into x. And 2x means 2 into x. That means both are having x. Both are having x. Yes. That means I can take common. X, I can take common. If you take x as common, see, x square means what? X square means x into x. X square means what? X into x. See, if you take 1x common, what is left? You'll be left with only 1x, right? If you take 1x common, you have x square means x into x. If you take 1 common, 1x will be left. That is why x came. Plus, you have a plus 2. Why 2? Because if you take x common, 2 will be left, right? Clear? I hope it is absolutely clear. If you don't understand, you can ask. Okay. Now, whatever we have got in bracket, no, we'll write this thing once again. Whatever we have got in bracket, we'll write this thing. We'll leave some space and write that thing again. X plus 2. Okay. This is a procedure we'll follow to factorize any quadratic polynomial. Clear? Now, what we'll do now, we have to multiply this. We have to actually multiply this bracket, this one. You have to multiply this with a number such that you get the next 2 terms. See, the next two terms are this one, plus 3x and plus 6. The next 2 terms are this one. What should you multiply this one with so that you get the next 2 terms? It has to be plus 3. Because plus 3 into x is plus 3x and plus 3 into 2 is plus 6. Clear? Clear? Now, we have already discussed during our classes that this is just a single term. And this is also a single term. Whenever we have multiply and all, it is actually a single term. Correct? Correct. Now, in these 2 terms, this is one term, this is another term. What is common? X plus 2 is common. X plus 2 is common, so I'll take that. X plus 2 is common, so I'll take that. See, if you take x plus 2 common, what is left? See, if you take x plus 2 common, x will be left. And if you take x plus 2 common, 3 will be left, plus 3 will be left. That means we have factorized. We have factorized x square plus 5x plus 6 as what? As what? X plus 2 into x plus 3. Check, all of you. Check. If you have a doubt, you can ask. See, if you understand this particular question, you can understand each and every question, because the steps are going to remain the same. Okay. I'll follow the same steps. Okay. Next question I'll do a bit quickly, because I'm going to follow the same process. Exactly same. Okay. And once you know how to factorize, no, you can easily find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. You can do anything, okay? Factorization is the most important part, okay? And many people get confused here only, okay? Next question. Suppose I have a quadratic polynomial as x square plus 5x minus x. See, initially I'm taking some simple ones. As we go ahead, we'll actually take different other examples and we'll understand, okay? First, you focus on all this, okay? Now, you know that these are the steps. You actually have a look for the initial few questions, you have a look and slowly you learn it, okay? First of all, we multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. What will you get? See, while multiplying the constant, don't take the sign. Obviously, the constant is minus 6, but I'm not going to take sign also. I'm not going to take sign while multiplying. I'm not going to take sign, okay? I'll ignore the sign. So coefficient of x square is 1. The constant is 6. Clear? So we get 1 into 6 is 6. Clear? Next, I'll express this as a product of factors. 1 into 6, 2 into 3, 3 into 2. I'll stop because there is a repetition. Next, we look the sign before the constant. It is minus. That means what? We have to subtract. And after subtraction, what should we get? After subtraction, we should get the middle term. That is plus 5x. See, if you subtract 2 and 3, never ever we can get plus 5. Never ever. See, 2 and 3 will never even give minus 5 as well, okay? Because if you subtract these two, you'll get 1 only. Either 1 or minus 1. If you subtract these two, subtract means what? Minus 2 plus 3 or 3 minus 2. Like 2 minus 3. Okay. Subtract. If you subtract these two, you'll get actually 1. If you subtract these two, you'll get minus 1. So if you subtract 2 and 3, you'll always get either 1 or minus 1. That means 5 is not possible through this. That means this is the only pair we have to select. And while selecting this pair, also be very, very careful. We need answer as plus 5x, right? And how will plus come? When larger number is positive. Why? Because during subtraction, we always put the sign of the larger number. So minus 1x plus 6x will only give plus 5x. And some people, because they don't know the concept, they will write 1x minus 6x. But 1x minus 6x will give minus 5x, right? But we need plus 5x. That is why larger number now should be positive. This should be positive, this should be negative. Okay. So you can write 1x minus 1x plus 6x. Or you can also write plus 6x minus 1x. Both are the same thing. Why? Because the signs are same, no? Signs have not changed, right? Clear? If you understand the initial few questions, other questions will become really, really easy, okay? So focus, focus. And we have discussed all the basic concepts, like what do you mean by term? What do you mean by degree? What do you mean by variable, constant? Everything we have discussed, okay? So fine. I'll write x square as it is. Now 5x, I can write it as what? Because I only told you we have to subtract to get this one. So, and because we need actually a positive answer. So it will be minus 1x plus 6x. Clear? And then minus 6 I'll write as it is. Clear? What is the next step? You have to take common from the first two. You have to take common. What is common from the first two? X is common. What is left? X minus 1. If you take x from here, 1x will be left. If you take x from here, minus 1 will be left. Minus sign as you put as it is, and 1 will be left. Okay. Then write this bracket thing once again. And think of one number such that if you multiply this bracket, you get the next two term. You get the next two term. This is one term, this is the other term. Next two terms you should get. What will be that number? Plus 6. And see, this is one term, this is another term. We can take x minus 1 common from both. And what will be left? X plus 6. That means this one, if you factorize, what will you get? X minus 1 into. Okay. Very simple. Very, very simple. Next question. Suppose I have x square minus 5x plus 6. What do? We have to multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. We get what? 6. We have to express this as 1 into 6, 2 into 3, 3 into 2. We stop. We check the sign before the constant. We have to add to get minus 5x. Add means same sign. And because we want minus, during addition, both the numbers should be negative. Then only we can get minus. If you have both the numbers as positive, you'll get positive answer. But we want negative, right? That means both the numbers should be negative while addition. See, if you add 1 and 6, will you Will you ever get 5? No, right? So this is not possible. So 2 and 3. So you put -2, -3. -2, -3 will become -5. Clear? And that is why x square I'll write as it is. -5x, no? -5x I can write as what? -2x and -3x. This will give -5x, okay? And then +6 I'll write as it is. What is the next step? Take common from the first two. What is common from the first two? X is common. What is left? X minus 2. Write the bracket thing once again. Think of one number so that if you multiply, you get the next two term. What is that number? -3. Because -3 into x will become -3x, and -3 into -2 is going to be +6. Clear? And now we have got two terms. X minus 2, whatever is there in bracket now, take that common. What is left? X minus 3. That means this can be factorized as x minus 2 and x minus 3. Clear? Clear? Next question. So I'm covering different varieties, okay? So that you are absolutely clear with the concepts. Once your concepts are clear, no, then only you can do any sum. So I'm making your concepts clear, and that is how my classes goes, okay? First of all, we focus on basics. We understand the basics, then we can solve any question. Clear? Let me take the next question. X square minus 5x minus 6. Okay. What do? We multiply the coefficient, same procedure we have to follow, okay? We multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. Maybe I'll actually put the steps here so that you actually keep looking at that. Okay. But with practice, you'll get to learn, okay? So we multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant will get 6. And we have to express this as a product of factors 1 into 6, 2 into 3, 3 into 2. We stop. Before constant, it is negative. That means we have to subtract to get minus 5x. Subtract. Subtract is what? Opposite sign or different sign? See, if you subtract 2 and 3, will you ever get 5? Or even -5? No, right? This is not possible. So this is the only possible pair which you have to choose. And we have to put -6 because we need -5, right? That is larger number should be negative. So the way we can write this is x square as it is. -5x, I can write it as what? Plus 1x and minus 6x. Plus 1x minus 6x will give -5x, okay? Now, I can also write this as what? -6x plus 1x. Both are the same. Even if you write like this, even if you write x square minus 6x plus 1x minus 6, if you write like this or this, answer will not change. You'll get the same answer, okay? You'll get the same. Maybe I'll show you also. For just 1 minute, I'll show you also. What I'll do is, I'll actually show you, okay? First, let's complete the first one, okay? So what we do next? We have to take common from first two. What is common from first two? X is common. Left is x plus 1. Write the bracket thing once again. Think of one number so that if you multiply, you get the next two term. So it has to be -6 because -6 into x is -6x and -6 into 1 is -6. Okay. Now, whatever there is in bracket, take that common. And what is left? X minus 6. That means this can be written as what? X plus 1 into x minus 1. X minus 6. Okay. Now see, all of you know that 2 into 3 is same as 3 into 2, right? It doesn't matter where you write 3, whether you write first or second, doesn't matter, right? 2 into 3 and 3 into 2, both are going to be the same, right? Same way, whether you write x plus 1 into x minus 6 or x minus 6 into x plus 1, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter where you write x plus 1. First or second doesn't matter, right? So let me actually factorize this one. When you write -5x as this one, will we get the same answer? Let's check. So we take common from first two because we have done till here. Then we take common from first two. X is common. What is left? X minus 6. Then x minus 6, write as it is. Think of one number so that if you multiply this one, you get the next two term. That is actually plus 1. So x minus 6 into x plus 1. It's the same thing, right? The only difference is we have got this one next and this one first. That's all. That is the only difference. But the answer is the same, right? Clear? Clear? Next question. Suppose I have 2x square plus 7x plus 3. Okay. What is the first step? Multiply the coefficient of x square. Here, coefficient of x square is 2. Because to find the coefficient of x square, go to the term which contains x square, remove x square. What is left? 2. So coefficient of x square is 2. We multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. We get what? 6. And again, you have to express 1 into 6, 2 into 3, 3 into 2. We stop. We check the sign before the constant. It is plus. That means we should add to get plus 7. Add to get plus 7. See, add means same sign. And since you want positive answer, both should be plus plus. Yes or no? Now, which pair will you add to get plus 7? Obviously 1 and 6, right? Because 2 and 3 will only give 5. So this can be written as 2x square plus 1x plus 6x. You can also write plus 6x plus 1x. That is also fine. That is absolutely fine. Clear? Next, you take common from first two. From first two, common is x. What is left? 2x plus 1. Write 2x plus 1 as it is. Think of one number so that if you multiply this bracket, you get the next two term. That is actually plus 3. You can multiply and check also whether it is correct or not. Plus 3 into 2x is plus 6 and plus 3 into 1 is plus 3. That's all. 2x plus 1, write as it is. Like take common basically. And what is left? X plus 3. That means if you factorize this, you'll get what? 2x plus 1 into... I hope it is very, very clear. If you have a doubt, you can ask. I'll help you out. Okay. Next question. Suppose I have 6x square plus 5x minus 6. Okay. Minus 6. Let me take the steps here. Let me put the steps here. Okay. What do we do first? Multiply the coefficient of x square. What is the coefficient of x square? 6. And constant is 6. So 36 you'll get. And if you express 1 into 36, maybe this it will actually give a lot of pairs. So maybe I'll write smaller. See, 1 into 36, 2 into 18. How I'm getting 18? You divide 36 by 2. Then 3 into 12. Okay, 4 into 9. 5 now, 6 into 6. Okay. And then 7 now, 8 now, 9. See, now we have a repetition. See, 4 into 9, 9 into 4. They're repeating, right? So we'll stop. Clear? Now, what is the next step? We have to see the sign before the constant. Sign before the constant is what? Minus. That means you have to subtract to get plus 5x. See, after subtraction, we want positive answer. Whenever you want positive answer after subtraction, larger number should be positive. You remember that. Whenever you want a positive answer after subtraction, larger number should be positive. Okay. So see, when you subtract 1 and 6, 36, you'll never get 5x. That is not possible. This is also not possible. Yes. 4 and 9, if you subtract, you'll get 5. Yes. But larger number should be positive. Why? Because we need positive answer. Correct? So minus 4x plus 9x will give 5x. Clear? You cannot put minus for 9 because if you put, you'll get minus 5x. Clear? See, if you write minus 9 plus 4, you'll get minus 5. But we need plus 5. That is why 4 should be negative, 9 should be positive. Clear? Yes. So 6x square minus 4x. Okay. We take common from first two. See, in first two, see, 6 is having 6, I can write 2 into 3, and 4, I can write 2 into 2. That means in both these terms, 2 is also common because 2 is here also, 2 is here also. X is also common. So that means 2 and x both are common. 2x is common. What is left? See, 2 into 3 into x into x. 6x square, I can write 2 into 3 into x, right? If you take 2 and x common, what is left? 3x is left. Yes. And what is left from here? If you take 2 common, you'll have 2 and x left, right? 2x is left. Minus 2x, okay? Why minus 2x? Because minus sign is here. So minus 2x, okay? No, not minus 2x, just minus 2 because we are taking x also common, right? I forgot to say that. We are taking x also common, right? So just 2 is left. Minus sign because of this and 2 is left. Clear? Yes, because x also we are taking common, right? I forgot to cancel that. That is why I took. Okay. So now we write this bracket thing once again. 3x minus 2. And we think of one number so that if you multiply this, you get the next two term. What is that number? Plus 3. Okay. So 3x minus 2 into, we take this bracket thing common and what is left? 2x plus 3. That means you can write this as what? 3x minus 2 into 2x plus 3. I hope all these questions are absolutely clear to you. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Okay. Now we are going to discuss all these questions. But before we discuss all these questions, right, I request you to work it out first by yourself because the procedure is going to remain the same. I am not going to change the procedure. The procedure is going to be this only. So I request you to work it out. Okay. And once you have worked out, you can check the solutions from here, okay? I'm going to explain each and every question once again, but please work it out by yourself first, okay? So let's start with this question first, okay? We'll start with this question, okay? What is the first step? Multiply the coefficient of x, y, and the constant. Maybe I'll actually decrease this a bit. It is actually very big. You know the steps anyway. So 1 is coefficient of x square is 1 and then 42. You'll get 42, right? Then how will you express this? 1 into 42, 2 into 21, 3 into 14, 4 no, 5 no, 6, 7, and 7, 6. Clear? Okay. Now, whenever we are repetition, we stop, right? And then we look at the sign before the constant is negative. Negative means we have to subtract to get minus 11x, minus 11. See, if you subtract 1 and 42, this is not possible. If you subtract these two, no, not possible. Yes. If you subtract 14 and 3, you'll get 11, right? But we need minus 11. That means this should be negative, this should be positive. Is that clear? Is that clear? Because if you subtract these two, you'll get 1, right? If you either you'll get plus 1 or minus 1, depending on what is the sign of the numbers. Clear? That means I can write this as x square. Minus 11x, I can write it as plus 3x minus 14x minus 42. What do we do next? We take common from first two. X is common. X plus 3. X plus 3 we write again. And think of one number so that if you multiply this bracket, you get the next two term. It has to be minus 14. Bracket thing, you take common. And what is left? X minus 14. See, once you have factorized, right, you can easily find the zeros. So first understand how to factorize. Once you understand that, finding zeros is very easy. Okay. To find the zeros, basically, we have to equate this to 0. That's all. To find the zeros, we have to equate this to 0. I'll not discuss that in this video. First, let's learn factorization. Okay. Clear? Next question. The steps are not going to change. So if you multiply the coefficient of x, y, and the constant, you get 45. So 1 into 45. 2, it will not go, right? So 3. 15s are. Yes. Next, 4 no, 5, yes, 5 9s are, 6 no, 7 no, 8 no, 9 5s are. Repetition, we stop. Clear? Next, we look at the sign before the constant is minus. That means you have to subtract. Subtract means opposite signs. And after subtraction, we should get negative 12. That means larger number should be negative. Then only we can get negative 12, right? Larger number should be negative during subtraction. So this will not give. Yes, this will give. Okay, but larger number should be negative. Clear? Then only you get minus 12, right? Because 5 and 4, if 5 and 9, if you subtract, you get 4 only, right? Plus 4 or minus 4. So this is also not possible. So only pair is this one. So x square plus 3x minus 15x minus 45. Okay. Now, you take common from first two. Common from first two is x. Write the bracket thing once again. Think of one number so that if you multiply, you get the next two term, minus 15. See, I've already told the steps. That is why I'm doing a bit quickly. First, you see the first part of the lecture, you get more clarity. Okay. This is the answer. You can write this thing here, okay? Or you can write an extra step. You can write like x square minus 12x minus 45 is equal to x plus 3 into. Hereafter, I'm going to leave the answer up to this point, okay? I'm not going to write all these things, but you can write, okay? This is equal to this one. You can write, okay? Clear? Yes. Next question. Same procedure, but please try out these questions, everyone. Don't actually look at the answers, okay? You'll not learn anything. So 30 you'll get 1 into 30, 1 into 30, 2 into 15, 3 into 10, 4 no, 5 yes, 6 5. We stop. We check the sign before the constant, it is negative. So we have to subtract to get minus 7. And since we want minus 7, larger number should be negative during subtraction. This is not possible, this is not possible, this is possible, and larger number should be negative. This is also not possible because if you subtract, you get 1 or minus 1. Okay. So x square plus 3x minus 10x minus 30. You take common from first two. and write the bracket thing once again. Think of one number, that number is minus 10. So x plus 3 into, clear? Clear? It's so simple, so simple. X plus 3 into x minus 10. Okay. Fine, let's do the next question. The same procedure we have to follow. If you multiply the coefficient of x squared and the constant, you get 24. 1 into 24, 2 into 12, 3 into 8, 4 into 6, and 5 no, 6 into 4. A repetition will stop. You look for the sign before the constant, it is negative. So we have to subtract to get minus 5x, right? Subtract. And during subtraction, signs are different, and larger number should be negative to get a negative answer. This is not possible, this is not possible. This is possible. And larger number should be negative, small number should be positive to get a negative answer. Clear? So x squared plus 3x minus 8x. If you look carefully, we are splitting the middle term. See, minus 5x, I'm writing like this. Okay? You take common from first two. X is common. Left is x plus 3. And write x plus 3 as it is. Think of a number. That answer is minus 8. Okay? Then again x plus 3. You take common. What is left? X minus 8. This is the answer. Clear? Next question. Same procedure. We multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. You get what? 24. Because coefficient of x square is 3 and constant is 8. Please don't look at the sign before the constant right now. Just take the, have a look at the number, okay? 24, and if you express 1 into 24, 2 into 12, 3 into 8, 4 into 6, 6 into 4. This stop. We look for the sign before the constant is plus. We have to add to get plus 10. This if you add, you'll get 25. This if you add, you'll get 40. This if you add, you'll get 11. That means this is the only possible pair. And we need plus after addition, right? That means both the numbers should be plus. If you need minus, you need both the numbers should be minus. That is how you have to actually take, okay? So 3x squared plus 4x plus 6x plus 8. You take common from first two. So common from first two is only x. So 3x is left and plus 4 is left. And 3x plus 4, right as it is, think of a number. That number is going to be what? Plus 2. So 3x plus 4 into x plus 2. Check all of you. If you got a doubt, you can ask. Okay. Next question. Same question. No, it's a different one. Okay. We multiply the coefficient of x squared and the constant, you get 24. You can write this as what? 1 into 24, 2 into 12, 3 into 8, 4 into 6, 5 no, 6 into 4. We stop, check the sign before the constant is plus, add to get plus 14, add to get plus 14, this will never give, this will give. This will not give, this will not give. So this is the only possible answer, like I mean possible pair, and we need plus 14, right? So both the numbers should be plus because we want to add, yes, because before constant we have plus, right? So we should add to get plus 14, and during addition, same sign should be used, right? If you use minus, answer will become minus 14, correct? But we need plus 14, that is why both the numbers should be positive. I've explained each and everything in the first part of the lecture. Okay, so first make that clear and then watch all this. Okay, so 3x squared plus 2x plus 12x plus 8. You take common from first two, x is only common. 3x plus 2 and then 3x plus 2. And I think of a number, and answer is plus 4. So 3x plus 2 into x plus 4. This is the answer. Clear? Next question. Multiply the coefficient of xy and the constant, get 90. Yes. So 1 into 90, 2 into 45, 3 into 30, 4, it will not go. Yes. It will not go. 5, yes. Okay. 5 ones are 5, 5 8s are 40. 5 ones are 5, 5 8s are 40. Okay, next 6, it will go 6 1s are 6 and 6 5s are 30. Yes. And next 7, no. 8, no. 9, yes. 9 10s are and 10 9s are. We stop. Yes, we stop. And next, we look at the sign before the constant. It is minus, so we have to subtract to get +1. If you subtract this, you will not get 1. If you subtract this, you will not get 1. Not this, not this, not this. This is the only pair. See, if you subtract only these two, you'll get 1, right? If you subtract these two, what will you get? You'll never get 1, right? You'll actually get 9. Yes or no? If you subtract these two, you'll get what? 13. So, but we need only 1 after subtraction. And we need +1. That means larger number should be positive. This should be +1. This should be plus. This should be minus. Then only you get +1, right? Otherwise, if 10 becomes negative and this becomes positive, answer will become -1. But we need +1 answer. Okay. So this should be plus. This should be minus. So 2x squared minus 9x. Take common from the first two. X is only common. What is left? 2x minus 9 is left. 2x minus 9 is left. Okay. What is the number? +5. So 2x minus 9, what is left? Check. So simple. I have told all the steps in the previous, like in the previous part. Please check that out. First, watch the first 30 minutes of the video to get absolute clarity about all this. Watch first 30 minutes of the video. Again, if you have confusion, no, watch that first 30 minutes again. You'll get absolute clarity as to what we are doing here. Okay. Okay. So we multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant, you get 60. So 1 into 60 into 30, 3 into 20, 4 into 4 ones are 4, 4 5s are, and next 5 ones are 5, 5 2s are 10. Okay, 6 10s are 7, no 8, no, and now 10 to 6. We stop. Just 10 and 6. Okay. We look for the sign before the constant. It is negative. So we have to subtract to get +11. This will not give, this will not give, this will not give, this will give. Okay, this will not give, this will not give. There's only one pair actually. Okay, and we need +11, right? So this should be plus, this should be minus. Then only you get +11. If you put negative for 15, you'll get minus answer. Okay, negative answer. So 6x squared minus 4x plus 15x. You take common from first two, 2x is common. We have done a similar question. Okay, so how 2x is common? Because here also we have 2, here also we have 2. 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. And x is also there in both. So 2x is common. What is left? 3x. And what is left here? 2. Okay, write the bracket thing once again. Think of a number. And answer is +5. So 3x minus 2 into 2x plus 5. This is the answer. Check. Check. If you have any confusion, you can ask, we can discuss. Okay. Next, I want you to try this question and comment your answer. Comment your answer. You try out this question and comment the answer. It's very simple. You pause the video, try out this question, comment the answer. Let me do it. But you comment it. You comment the answer for this question. And then you check. So 24 you get, if you multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant, and now you express 1 into 24, 2 into 12, 3 into 8, okay, 4 into 6. We look for the sign before the constant. It is plus, so we have to add to get minus. Add to get minus 10x, right? Add means same side. And since we want minus, answer both numbers should be negative. So this is the only possible path. Because this will not give, this will not give, this will not give. This is the answer. So 3x squared minus 4x minus 6x. Because this is only addition, right? Minus 4x minus 6x will only give minus 10x, right? You take common from first two, it is actually x. So 3x minus 4. And write 3x minus 4 and think of a number that is actually minus 2. Okay. 3x minus 4 into x minus 2. Check. Check. If you have any confusion, you can ask. Okay. Next question. The last one, please pause the video and try it out and comment your answer. and then you can check. Let's do it. Multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant, you'll get 60. While multiplying constant, I don't take the sign, okay? Forget about the sign, just take the number. Then we actually write in terms of factors. Second step, 1 into 60. See, if you want to understand completely, what's the first part of the video. There I've explained in detail. I'm actually doing it quickly because we already learned, right, how to do it. So 2 into 30, 3 into 20, 4 into 15, 5 into 12, 6 into 10, 7 no, 8 no, 9 no, 10. Before the constant, we have negative, so we have to subtract. Subtract means different sign. We have to subtract to get minus 17. And after subtraction, since we want a negative answer, larger number should be negative. During subtraction, whatever the sign is the larger number, that only we keep, right? Since we need minus answer, my negative 17, larger number should be negative. Okay, we want subtraction after, like after subtraction, we want like negative 70, right? So this is not possible. This is not possible. Yes, look here. If you subtract these two, you can get 17, right? But we want negative 17. So this should be negative, this should be positive. See, this will not give, right? If you subtract these two, you get what? 11. Or 11, minus 11 or plus 11, right? Depending on whatever is the sign. If this is minus, this is plus, the answer will become minus 11. If this is plus, this is minus, you'll get plus 11. Okay. This will also not give actually 17. This will also not give 17. So the only possible pair is this one. And that also, take care, negative number, the larger number should be negative because we want negative answer during subtraction. Okay. So 2x square plus 3x minus 20x minus 30. Take common from the first two. X is common, 2x plus. Write that as it is. Okay. And then think of a number that actually is going to be minus 10. So 2x plus 3. X minus 10. Okay. 2x plus 3 and x minus 10. Okay, this is the answer. I've discussed each and every question. If you have any doubt, you can actually let me know. We can discuss. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and bye-bye.